Hey everybody, how's it going? Cliffhanger here. Thanks for watching Riff with Cliff. In today's video, I want to talk a little bit about freestyling some solos because solos are so fun to rip and they're really good for creative, a creative outlet and just practice in general. So today I'm going to give you 3 tips for my recommendations on how to do that in an easier way if you don't know where to begin. First of all, I've got a drum loop here in Pro Tools that I just dragged in, and I need to get a rhythm guitar track. Now I'm just using my orange amp and I'm just gonna do like a clean little rhythm for today. Just keep it simple. And this is what it sounds like. Let's go ahead and record that. Right there, we have a clean track, nice and simple, nothing too crazy, but something for us to do some leads over, to practice some solos over. Now, the first thing that I'm going to recommend is know what key you're in. You have to know the key of the tune that you're playing in order for it to sound good no matter what. So, for example, if you're in the key of G and you're trying to solo in F sharp minor, it's not going to sound right because they don't share the same notes within that scale. In this song, or in this little example that I'm doing, I know that the key is D, so I can solo anywhere in the D pentatonic minor. And for this video, I'm mostly going to be using the pentatonic boxes just to break it down easier so that we can understand. Any of the notes that are in the D pentatonic minor will fit. It doesn't have to be in any particular order. As long as they are in that scale, they will sound good over that rhythm track. We can hit any of the notes that are in the regular D chord. So that would be these notes. Or we could shift that way up here. Or even here. Any of those notes will still fit because they are still in that scale. Now, we can also do the pentatonic boxes like I talked about. If we go to the 5th fret on the A string, that is a D note, and that is where a pentatonic box will start right here. If we go to the 10th fret on the low E, that's another pentatonic box because that is also a D note. Anywhere there's a D note, you can start over that box, or you can use it as a launching point. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to start on the D note when soloing, but it does give you a map of the guitar. Oh, I know that's a D note. I know that this is the key of D. I can start there. See, any of that fits, and I didn't necessarily start on a D note. So now that we know the boxes are these pentatonic launching points, let's go ahead and let's track something within those notes and those patterns over that rhythm track and see what we can come up with. That was cool, but it kind of lacked a little bit of soul because my next tip is to add bends. Now, incorporating those same notes but adding bends will make it sound not as stale. So it's something that you can do to spicing up your freestyle solos a little bit. Because even though I played those notes and it was all within the scale, it sounded good, but it didn't sound like anything special because it was just a little bit, there's no feeling behind it. Add some bends. Try not to drop your fucking guitar. So we can see that just by adding some bends, it really gave the solo, which I just completely made up there on the spot a bit of more character, a little bit more character, right? And even just adding those bends into the pentatonic scales that I'm doing in these freestyles adds so much. So that's a huge tip that I highly recommend, because that's what I would call feel to the solo. Now, another tip that I would give to you when freestyling solos or when trying to figure out how to freestyle a solo is to ebb and flow between slow melodic notes and faster runs to give even more flavor while still adding bends and staying within that pentatonic scale. You can do little things like if you have a or that kind of stuff, you can do that stuff and then go back to slower notes. And it will give it just a lot of juice. And we like juice. I love apple juice. All right, here we go. So there you have it. There's 3 tips for you for freestyling solos. I hope that this helps, especially if you don't know where to begin with starting soloing. All right, guys. Well, my dog's telling me that it's time for a walk. So let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure and say hey to Cali Girl in the comments. And if you like this kind of stuff, be sure to like and subscribe. My name's Cliffhanger. Thank you so much for watching Riff with Cliff. And I'll see you guys the next time that I see you. Peace.